You studied Spanish for years, and you still hesitate every time you have to choose between past tenses. You are telling a story in Spanish, and you freeze because your brain goes, wait, was it fui or era? And suddenly, the story is over. Your listener is gone. Your coffee is cold. Your confidence is in pieces. So today, I am going to fix that. By the end of this video, you'll get a 6 out of 6 on the quiz at the end. Even if you've been confused about this for years, I'll explain the imperfect and the preterite with super clear rules and examples so you can tell stories naturally, stay in Spanish the whole conversation, and finally stop second-guessing yourself every time you talk about the past. Also, I made a free PDF cheat sheet with the whole lesson simplified so you don't have to take notes like it's 2007. Download it free from the link in the description.
My Daily Spanish.
To start, let's explain both tenses very simply so you get the general idea clear. Think of the past like a movie. The imperfect, era, equals the background, the setting, the vibe, what was going on. The preterite, fui, equals the main action, the thing that happened, finished, and moved the story forward. So in Spanish, we're Netflix. Era, imperfect, is the previously on, and fui, past simple, boom, plot twist. Now let's make this real and understand perfectly how each tense works. Watch till the end and you won't doubt anymore. Imperfect tense, pretérito imperfecto de indicativo. Let's see the conjugation first so we know what the imperfect looks like. For verbs that end in ar, you remove the ar from the infinitive and add aba, abas, aba, abamos, abais, aban. With the verb cantar, to sing, for example, it would be yo cantaba, tú cantabas, él cantaba, nosotros cantábamos, vosotros cantabais, ellos cantaban. What about the verb comer? ¿Yo comaba? No. For the verbs that end in er and ir, remove it and add the endings ia, ias, ia, íamos, íais, ían. Let's see the verbs comer, to eat, and vivir, to live, conjugated to the imperfect past. Yo comía, tú comías, él comía, nosotros comíamos, vosotros comíais, ellos comían. Yo vivía, tú vivías, él vivía, nosotros vivíamos, vosotros vivíais, ellos vivían. That was better. So the imperfect is aba or ia, and the verb ser? Ser, to be, is irregular, and its imperfect tense looks like this. Yo era, tú eras, él era, nosotros éramos, vosotros erais, ellos eran. The important thing now is, when do we use the imperfect tense? We use it to talk about something that used to happen or was happening. There are 4 different contexts in which we use it. Let's see them with examples and you'll master it. 1. Description, how things were. Carlos era muy tímido de pequeño. This is not an event. It's just describing the world. 2. Habits, talking about repeated actions in the past, the used to. Cuando era pequeña, iba a la playa todos los veranos. 3. Background, ongoing context. Eran las 8 y hacía frío. Used very commonly when setting the scene of what was happening when something else interrupted it. Mientras estudiaba, mi madre me llamó. 4. When using reported speech. Ana me dijo que estaba limpiando. When you want to report what someone else said in the past, but you don't want to use a direct quote. Here's the difference. Direct speech. Carlos dijo, estoy triste. Carlos said, I am sad. Indirect or reported speech. Carlos dijo que estaba triste. Carlos said that he was sad. Remember, you can download the PDF with all this explanation for free from the link in the description or scanning this QR code. Now get ready to jump to the preterite, past simple tense, pretérito perfecto simple de indicativo. Have you seen the preterite? What does it look like? For verbs that end in ar, the endings are haste, o, amos, hasteis, aron. With the verb cantar, yo canté, tú cantaste, él cantó, nosotros cantamos, vosotros cantasteis, ellos cantaron. For verbs that end in er or ir, it's I, iste, yo, imos, isteis, ieron. With the verb comer, yo comí, tú comiste, él comió, nosotros comimos, vosotros comisteis, ellos comieron. With the verb vivir, yo viví, tú viviste, él vivió, nosotros vivimos, vosotros vivisteis, ellos vivieron. And our lovely verb ser is yo fui, tú fuiste, él fue, nosotros fuimos, vosotros fuisteis, ellos fueron. Great! Now, when do we use this past simple? We use the preterite for completed events that happened at a specific moment in time. The action is over. Let's see 3 examples to understand it. El fin de semana pasado salí de fiesta. One event, finished. Ayer tuve una reunión. If you can point it on a calendar, the preterite is screaming, "May!" El concierto fue genial. Clearer now, right? Let's dig in what confuses people the most. And after this, the quiz. Era versus fui in side-by-side examples. Example 1, the personality versus moment trap. Era simpático. He was generally nice. That was his personality. Fue simpático. He was nice that time, in that moment. Like, Carlos era simpático, pero ese día fue un poco seco. Relatable. Example 2, the event versus background trap. Era domingo. It was Sunday. Scene setting. Fue el domingo. It was on Sunday. Specific scheduling info. Both can be correct, but they feel different. Era, painting the moment. Fue, closing the chapter. Example 3. Watch this. Era tarde, así que me fui. Here, era is background context and me fui is the action. But that fui is not from the verb ser. Chan, chan, chan! Plot twist. Fui is also from the verb ir. Oh yes, the plot thickens. Fui can mean I was from the verb ser. Fui amable, fui atleta. And I went from the verb ir. Fui al cine, fui a casa. Ser and ir in the preterite are the same in all persons. Yo fui, tú fuiste, él fue, nosotros fuimos, vosotros fuisteis, ellos fueron. The good news, context saves your life. Fui a Madrid. I was Madrid. No, I went to Madrid. Ir, to go. Fui feliz. I went to happy? No, I was happy. Ser, to be. If there's an a plus place, it's basically always ir. You know everything you need now. Let's finish with a quiz to check if you understood correctly. It's important that you don't skip this. Quiz! Choose era or fui from ser, imperfect or past simple. I'll give you 5 seconds each. 6 questions. 1. De niño, muy tímido. Era, description in the past. 2. Ayer, muy educada con David. Fui, specific occasion, yesterday. 3. Tarde, así que me fui. Era, background condition. 4. El viaje, increíble. ¿Era o fue? Fue, completed experience plus verdict. 5. Antes, mis profesores, muy estrictos. ¿Eran o fueron? Eran, something habitual or description. 6. La reunión, el lunes. ¿Era o fue? Fue, specific scheduled time. How many did you get right? Drop your score in the comments. Now that you understand the preterite and the imperfect, it's time to actually hear it in real Spanish. Because it's one thing to know the rule, but can you catch it when natives speak? Watch this playlist of Spanish vlogs with subtitles and start training your ear with real conversations. Click here and practice your listening now.